If behavior isn't the full picture, what are we actually looking at? And I really want you to pause there for a second, because so much that we've been taught to focus on is behavior. What the child did, how they responded, whether the behavior stopped. That becomes the center of the conversation. But what we often miss is this: behavior by itself doesn't tell us the full story. Because what we see on the outside doesn't always match what's happening underneath. A child gets quiet and we assume they understood. A child responds with a certain tone and we say it's disrespect. Two adults see the same child and walk away with two completely different conclusions. A parent and teacher can care deeply about the same child and still feel completely misaligned. And when you step back and look at all of that together, you start to realize something. Behavior is only one part of the picture. So if behavior isn't the full story, we have to start asking different questions. Not just what did the child do, but what experiences might be affecting how this child is showing up. What environments are they moving between every day? What expectations are they trying to navigate right now? What feels safe for them in this space? What are they learning themselves in this environment? Because children are constantly moving between environments: home, school, family expectations, peer expectations, cultural expectations, and sometimes those expectations don't match. What feels normal in one environment might feel completely different in another. And children are trying to figure that out in real time. How do I respond here? What version of myself feels accepted here? What gets corrected here? What helps me belong here? And when we don't slow down enough to look at those experiences, we end up responding only to what's visible. We react to behavior without understanding the environment, expectations, or experiences surrounding it. And when context gets overlooked, it becomes easy to misunderstand what we're actually seeing. But when we widen the lens, everything starts to shift. Now we're not just looking at behavior. We're looking at what the child is noticing, what environment they're responding to, what relationships may be affecting the moment, what identity factors may feel important in that space, what experiences may be shaping how they participate, communicate, or respond. And suddenly, the moment becomes more human. Not just, how do I stop this behavior? But what's the child experiencing right now? Because children don't experience life separate from culture or identity or environment. All of those things shape how they move through the world and how they experience the spaces around them. And when we ignore those things, we risk misunderstanding the child in front of us. So this is the shift. Instead of only asking, how do we correct behavior? We start asking, what experiences, expectations, and environments might be shaping this moment? Because when children feel understood, that changes trust. It changes connection. It changes belonging. And it changes how children experience the spaces around them. And that's where we need a different way of understanding what's going on. Not just behavior alone, but the experiences shaping the child underneath it. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I'm Faith, and this is Cultural SEL. I share practical tools and reflections that connect social emotional learning with culture, identity, and belonging so children feel confident in who they are, where they come from, and how they move across different spaces. Check the description for tools and resources.